But we see where the demon Democratic Party finds itself grappling with increased challenge presented by the upwing in legal immigration at the southern border. The situation has invoked various reactions across the public spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Historically, the Democrats has been committed to offering aid in and from the shelter up no in from in the form I'm sorry. They've been offering aid in the form of shelter, food, and vaccination, and so on to undocumented migrants. You know what I'm saying? As we see, in more ways than one, certain sanctuary cities, you know what I'm saying, while these cities were established to provide a haven for migrants, the recent surge has prompted concern about the substantiability of these policies. The Republican Party, for its part, has consistently expressed re- uh, reservations about such a stance. Their concern centered on the potential pitfall and consequences of such policies. They today there seems to be a growing consensus around this view, even among some high-ranking even Democrats. You know what I'm saying? But the issue should not have even been an issue. This is the problem. It should have not even been an issue to begin with at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why it was even pushed to an issue where that even come up. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we see. You know what I'm saying? So who presented this in itself is a very good question. You know? It's a very good question. But we see Creep Joe Biden racial remarks continue to spark outrage and dwindling support. You know what I'm saying? We see Dr. T. Yes, I have a degree, newspaper contributor, but in recent years, Joe Biden, history of radical, insensitive remark has, you know, generated significant controversy and led to a decline in support amongst minority voters. Yeah, because they're planning to use the migrants to bring that up, probably. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we're still looking at that situation. You know what I'm saying? But he criticized for their radical undertone. He's criticized for their radical undertone and precise insensitivity towards black communities, create Joe Biden comments, such as the infamous statement. You know what I mean? Well, if that's the case, then who made it that way? The black community, you know what I'm saying? Such as, what I'm saying, his infamous statement suggesting that those who do not vote for him ain't black, what I'm saying? For him, ain't black, have dawn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, that's a signal to activate the black people. Okay, because you probably put that signal in their head. You know what I'm saying? But coupled with a concern over his age, these remarks have had a tangible impact on his standing with majorities. Because black people is a majority, not a minority. He's just trying to kill us off. You know what I'm saying? But with minority communities, potentially in influencing the upcoming general election. You know what I'm saying? Historic pattern of hostility. We see Creep Joe Biden history reveals a troubling pattern of radical hostility towards black Americans. Oh, of course, he's a Ku Klux Klan Grand Poobah. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Throughout his political career, Creep Joe Biden has made numerous radical and sensitive remarks that have raised concerns amongst many. You know what I'm saying? On novel, for a one novel example is the statement on the national radio program where he implied that black Americans who did not vote for him were not genuinely black. Yeah, and this creep gonna tell us what is black and what is not. Okay, this comment was widely criticized as an attempt to diminish the agency in, the, to diminish the agency and individuality, the agency and the individuality of black voters. Yeah, like his grave. You know what I'm saying? Accidentally, Joe Biden has been known to use radical, you know what I'm saying, degradatory language, you know what I'm saying, such as referring to LL Cool J as a boy during a speech to a congressional black caucus dummies. You know what I'm saying? These incited incidents, you know what I'm saying, along these incidents along with his declining support amongst minority voters, majority, but they like to switch it around mentally, highlights a need to, scrutinize Joe Biden history and address the issue of radical hostility within his leadership. You know what I'm saying? He needs whatever he needs, but that's his problem. We don't have time to constantly, you know what I'm saying, go after a president because we've known the demon Democrats have always had a racist radical understanding in many ways towards black people, even being slave masters and much, much more. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Many of the slave masters formed the Democratic Party. Uh-huh. They're a cult. That's why it was formed. You know what I'm saying? But we see Trump law, you know what I'm saying, being used in New York fraud trial may not be constitutional. You know what I'm saying? But when I say in more ways than one that is seen that way, you have to understand it's culture because they're telling you about God in one way and then murdering and killing in another way and carrying on like crazed terrorists, crazed homegrown terrorists right here on our land. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they say they might seem unconstitutional following the court appearance for a civil fraud trial in New York former, uh, no, fucking former, the President of the United States took to social media Tuesday morning and alleged the law being used in a trial may not be constitutional. Well, I don't feel none of it is constitutional. I feel it's all trickery and straight garbage. But we see Trump in peril as Fannie Wills makes breakthrough in Georgia case, like her brain though. But at the same time, one of Donald Trump's co-defendants agreed to testify is a breakthrough in the Fannie Wills election rigging case. You know what I mean? Yes, that's what he's read. You know what I'm saying? Legal analyst said. You know what I'm saying? Bill bondsman Scott Hall stuck a plea deal with the prosecutors that requires him to testify against others, possible piercing the president as risk, especially as Hall is accused of conspiring with Trump's lawyers to interfere with the election. I don't believe none of that shit. What interference could have really did? You still were going to cheat it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the Trump is facing 13 charges in Georgia, Georgia for his alleged efforts to overturn the election. How the hell was he going to still do that? You ask me. So we see a whole bunch of bullshit that don't mean shit. No way. You know what I'm saying? We see in New York started a screen. New York starts a screen of all newborns for incurable disease. So I guess it's called congenital cytoplasm Tomagal virus or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's good. I don't want to know about that because we really is in trouble until we get our minds together and out the gutter. But the reason why FEMA is sending emergency signals is we really don't want to get into that. We also just have to keep our minds and our brains sharp. We see Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton warns country about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Yes, of course. We see this is coming by Stephanie Raymond Raymond 15 hours ago, what I'm saying, the WWJ News Radio. But we see the so-called crooked Hillary Clinton wannabe Secretary of State clown, what I'm saying, warning the country, what I'm saying, the Clinton, Hillary Clinton, use her tribute to the late Senator Donnie Feinstein, oh yeah, who died last week at the age of 90, to remind, saying people to take the President Donald J. Trump to his words. Oh yes, you gotta take him to his words. That's one good statement you made, Hillary. We do need to take Trump to his words. It is not possible for him to get reelected anyway and not keep up to his words. You know what I'm saying? In a opinion piece, for the Washington Post published Monday, Clinton explained we should believe him when he tells us what he'll do next, as the president rhetoric could become more violent. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants that violence in no way, shape, or form. The only way you can be saying that if you know for well that you're going to cheat the election once again. And you're going to pull the same stunt or even a more catastrophic stunt than the one seen before. So it still doesn't lead to much, as you're saying, based on what you're saying. She's saying the cry of an insurrection mob have barely faded from the halls of the Capitol. No, it has been a long time faded, and nobody really cares. The only thing they care about is the truth, Hillary. That's it. Nobody wants to get into all that rhetoric and all that bull. There should be no violence, only a looking, a watching, and a keen eye on everything that is taking place based on what we are seeing before our eyes in its fullness of a group of people who call themselves the Democratic Party and many others who are affiliated from all directions, north, south, east, and west, around the world as whole, has put our country in complete peril. All the leadership of many of these countries. You know what I'm saying? But we see the unsung hero behind Trump's, Donald J. Trump crushing fraud case is Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. Can you believe it? It looked like it hurts her to even do so. You know what I mean? And that's good for her. You know what I'm saying? But she gets no glory in my book. We see Vladimir Putin, closet ally, threatens West with World War III if the UK troops sent to Ukraine. Okay, we see where a Jew spits on the ground behind Christian pilgrimage, pilgrims in the Holy Land sparks outrage. You know what I'm saying? But we see where in Jerusalem, a video shows a ultra orthodox. What is an ultra orthodox Jew spitting on the ground beside a procession of foreign Christian worship carrying a wooden cross and a carrying a wooden cross in the holy city of Jerusalem, Egypt, has ignited intense outrage and fury of condemnation in the Holy Land. Mm, very interesting to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to comment on that in any shape or form because the land belongs to the African people in which you took it from. That land was occupied by many, not just Egyptians, and many other people. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to leave it there, and you all have to deal with your own situation. I'm not going to go into it at all. You know what I'm saying? Acting Speaker orders Pelosi Nancy to vacate her office. You know what I'm saying? The room will be rekeyed. This is coming by Michael Luciano 6 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the media. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we see where the mere hours after taking over as House Speaker, uh, Tumpor, or whatever his name is, Pro Tumpor, with the with the ouster of Republican McCarthy, Republican of California, on Tuesday. Representative Patrick Henry, I think a Republican of North Carolina, ordered Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Nancy, Demon Democrat of California, to vacate her office by Wednesday. Please vacate the space towards tomorrow. The room will be rekeyed and email sent to Nancy office viewed by Political stated. The email added that the room will be used for Speaker office use. Pelosi Nancy is currently using the Hidden Way office, which only a handful of members receive. Given that she is the speaker, you know what I'm saying, emerged or whatever, McCarthy allowed Pelosi to occupy the space. May Henry, who is a McCarthy ally, is clearly less keen on it. Kick her butt clean out. Her time is over. Let's just be honest. Her time is over. She don't belong there anymore. She's done her damage, hasn't she? But we see the ballot access now. You know what I'm saying? We see New York media utterly fails to report that New York is now likely to be the only state in the nation in the 2024 presidential race with a demon Democrat Republican monopoly. Mm, as we see, as we see New York media utterly fails to report that it's likely going to be a demon Democrat Republican monopoly. Oh, of course. As a result in the decision by the U.S. Supreme Court yesterday not to hear the New York ballot access case, not to hear the New York ballot access case, is a is likely that November 2024, New York will be the only state in the nation with only the demon Democrat and the Republican nominee on the ballot. Yet the entire media in New York State, with the exception of Spectrum TV, has failed to note this. You know what I'm saying? The Libertarian Party is already on the ballot for the president in 2020, presidency in for the president in 2024 in all difficult states except for New York. Although the party is still not on the ballot in the 16 other states, those 16 other states are all states which require 215,000 or fewer signatures. If it weren't for if it weren't for Illinois, there would all be it would all be 10,000 or fewer. So it can be expected that the Libertarian nominee will be in all of those other 16 states. See, you know what I'm saying? We see Trump tax Judge Clark while in court. Yeah, okay. Kill the sideshow. You know what I'm saying? We see Donald Trump attack judge, you know what I'm saying, while in the court. We see the president, you know what I'm saying, attack the judge under assigning in Gorin or whatever clerk in a now deleted social media post while in the courtroom with her on Tuesday. Trump appeared in the New York courtroom on the second day of his trial. Attorney General Lisa James alleged suit is saying that he commented he committed he committed, business fraud. James accused the president, you know what I'm saying, of inflating his neck. You know, that sounds like some foolish ass shit. Anyway, that's stupid shit. Everybody, rich person, got a gong, and everybody been doing our government and starving people to death using that same technique, haven't they, with T.C. James? I wonder how much you care. You know what I'm saying? But we see here Governor Hoxel cowardly backpedals, you know what I'm saying, on criticizing Joe Biden. Oh, yeah, she gonna backpedal because she's a demon, blood-sucking vampire as well. You know what I'm saying? But we see new COVID vaccine push is anti-human, says Florida Surgeon General, Mayor safety concerns. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in by Melissa, Rudy, and Angelica. You know, Stelby or whatever 23 hours ago, you know what I'm saying, coming off the Fox News. But we see the COVID vaccine is now available at participating pharmacies and health care providers and the Center of Disease and Control, the CDC, recommending it for every 6 months of age and older, yet not all health experts are on board. Well, that's coming from him. You know what I'm saying? That's coming from him. You know, it is what it is. So we see. But he's mentioning in his situation that, you know what I'm saying, he said it's just a real terrible idea. You know what I'm saying? La Dapo said, and it's remarkable and really, spellbinding that the CDC would make that kind of recommendation in the absence of evidence. By evidence, the DAPO, is referring to the clinical trials which were not conducted for the new joint, the new vaccine. The FDA and the CDC could have compelled Pfizer and Moderna to conduct clinical trials. That's that's something that's totally, you know what I'm saying, dope or whatever. And they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do it even though. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we see where a lot of this is going on, still pushing these agendas. But you know what I'm saying? In addition, the rare risks, you know what I'm saying, certain things, you know what I'm saying, heart information, information of the heart muscles. Roberta shared his concern about the potential dangers and side effects of the vaccine. The risks are very, very real, which adds to the madness of the way that the CDC and the FDA are making decisions right now. You know what I'm saying? Florida Surgeon General said. One of those risks, he said, you know what I'm saying, is something called negative effectiveness, a phenomenon in which context contact among vaccine people can result in vaccine becoming less ineffective. You know what I'm saying? And so forth on. But that's on his opinion, and he's doing what he got to do based on that whole jam. You see what I'm saying? And which he's saying on his whole jam. But at the same time, people have to make more positive decisions as to what their decisions are when it comes to these things. You can't just tell me you're going to sit there and not look at things from a brighter perspective. You know what I mean? Not a shred of evidence. CNN, Daniel Dale, and Abby Phillips knocked down Trump's fraud court case ran. You know what I'm saying? And in no ways that one is so he wants to say. You know what I mean? So he wants to say. Yeah, so this is point like saying I'm gonna have to cut it off here. I get back with y'all in just a stay. So this is point like saying stay right, stay tight, stay in the fight. One.